I am a procrastinator pro max. Or do I say it was? As long as I remember myself, I was always doing homeworks on Sundays, studying a night before exams. Even probably 5 years ago, I was still doing everything the last minute. You know the saying that there's no better productivity hack than deadline? Well, it's kind of true. But a lot of times for me, it was just procrastination. So, what changed? I went to therapy and my therapist recommended one book. And by the end of this video, I am actually gonna share all of the tools I've learned, I've read about. And there's one particular tool that I'm using to this day that really helped me out not to procrastinate anymore. So, let's dive in. Most of the time, procrastination happens because you feel like the task that you need to do, it is too hard or it takes too much time. My therapist recommended me this book, Good Mood Therapy, and I read this one specific chapter and it changed the way I think about procrastination, and I actually started using the tools from it. And I didn't see this table on YouTube to this day. I don't know why, but let me show you. I've made the whole freaking presentation right here for you guys, okay? We're getting real here. So as you can see, I created a table. Now we're gonna fill in the headers for that table and I'm gonna explain you step by step what's gonna happen. So first of all, you write down all of your tasks. Then you think about how difficult you think the task will be from 1 to 10, and is being the hardest and 1 is not hard at all. You will evaluate the task later. Then actual difficulty, we're gonna fill that in later. Predicted satisfaction, how satisfied you think you're gonna be after completing that specific task. Actual satisfaction, and this is actually the thing that I added myself. It wasn't in the book. I added predicted time. So how much time I think it's gonna take me, and the actual time spent. For example, I filled in with a couple of tasks that I need to do. Declutter drawers. If I would show you what's going on here, it's not going on very well. So let's say I need to declutter my drawers, right? Send email to someone, develop X component. I'm a software engineer, so that's why I wrote it down, because my actual table looks a lot like this. And let's say ask for promotion, because why not? And I am predicting the difficulty right now. And as you can see, a lot of times, all the tasks that I'm procrastinating on feels really difficult to me. Like, really difficult. Then, how satisfied I think I'm gonna be after getting it done. So I would say the average satisfaction wouldn't be too bad. Like, I would definitely feel the sense of achievement there. And predicted time. I write it down in minutes. If there's like a huge task that you know it's gonna take you 4 hours, split it into smaller things, split it into, I don't know, 5-minute tasks, because this way it's going to be way easier for you to start. So that's one of the super important things. And then, because I know how hard it is, I've already been using this thing in a lot of my videos, but this is a simple timer, not a phone timer, but the actual timer. Like, very manual. Let's say I predict that I'm gonna spend like 30 minutes on drawer. I set it in, I click it in, and the time starts. If I'm going somewhere, I stop the timer. When I come back to doing the job, I click it back and the timer goes on. So what we're gonna do, because the trick is on starting out. So as I said, split into like smallest tasks. Let's say even if it takes you 10 minutes, give yourself those 10 minutes. You set a timer, hopefully not a phone timer. If you're on a phone timer, then make sure that you're not using your phone, you're not doing anything else. Let's say we've done it, you should feel already way better because you have actually got something done. But we go back to fill in the table, and to fill in the table right now, it is super, super important, even though, let's say you completed 1 or 2 or 3 tasks. And I will explain you why in a bit. Now I come and say how difficult it was. And for me, a lot of times, it wasn't that difficult as I predicted, which usually gives me this track record of, oh, so my mind is playing tricks on me. It is not as hard as I think it is. And we also specify the satisfaction in it. This one is a little bit tricky because for me, a lot of times it is that I'm not satisfied as I thought I'm gonna be, but a lot of times I'm way more satisfied. So You see it yourself how it is, but if you've been procrastinating on specific tasks for a while, I'm sure you're gonna be satisfied. And the actual times. This one is also very important because you will see a lot of times that you actually didn't spend that much time, or you spent the exact amount of time as you predicted, which is super good. And sometimes, yeah, it might take way more time than you predicted, and that's okay. That's where you're gonna learn. So why I said that it's really important to keep filling in this table. You can do it on a sheet, on a Google sheet, Excel, just on a simple paper. It is important to fill it in because you're building the track record. You're capable to do the things that you're capable, not procrastinate. Also, just building this track record that your brain is playing tricks on you and it's not as hard as you think it is. And whenever you feel like you want to procrastinate again, look at your history tables and you will see that, okay, so it wasn't that hard. And a lot of times it should just give you the motivation and a proof that it's all in your head. And the last thing I want to say is your job is to go through tasks. You don't have to get everything done right away. The backlog of tasks might never end. And I used to be this person where I was paralyzed just by the thought of how much stuff I had to do. And I constantly keep reminding myself that progress is my job. This is what I have to do. I don't have to get everything done. I know that it feels like the best feeling in the world when you take everything off, but sometimes the backlog is just way too long. You have to prioritize and just to see that, okay, yeah, the progress is being made. So if you clicked on this video, it is very likely that you're procrastinating right now. So try to fill in the table and get the work done. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you liked it, and bye. See you next time.